while millions of men around the world struggle to find a partner. There are countries where millions of women face the opposite problem. Not because they don't want love, not because they are difficult, simply because the men are not there. There are countries where for every 100 women, there are only 81 men. There are places where entire villages are run entirely by women because the men left for work years ago and never came back. There are countries where women rebuilt everything. After war killed a generation of men. Where women go to university at twice the rate of men. Where women are worth half a man by law and still run the universities. Where men die at their desks from overwork, officially. And where for less than $500 a month, you can live a life more comfortable than most people in the West could afford. But this video is not just about numbers. Today we will travel across 3 continents to meet the women who are quietly holding their countries together. Little-known facts, surprising customs, incredible landscapes, and honest information about the cost of living that might make you seriously consider packing your bags. Which country will surprise you most? Keep watching to find out. Nepal, the villages where the men disappeared. In the villages of Nepal, specifically in the hill districts of Sindhupalchok and Kavrapalanchok and Dolakha, something unusual happens on certain evenings. The men come back, not from work in the next town, from Qatar, from Malaysia, from Saudi Arabia, from wherever the Gulf or Southeast Asia needed labor and Nepal needed money. They come back once a year, sometimes once every 2 years, for a few weeks, and then they leave again. Nepal is one of the most remittance-dependent economies on Earth. Approximately 25% of GDP comes from money sent home by Nepalis working abroad. Most of those workers are men. What they leave behind are villages that function entirely without them. Women plant the rice. Women harvest it. Women manage the livestock. Women raise the children. Women make every decision about the household, the land, the family. For 10 months of every year, they do all of it alone. The men send money, which is essential. Without the remittances, the schools would close, the hospitals would empty, the children would go hungry. But money is not presence, and the villages of Nepal have learned to function in the absence of half their population. The women here are not waiting. They are running things. The cost of living in Kathmandu, the capital, is approximately $400 to $600 per month for a comfortable life. Outside the capital, significantly less. Nepal is one of the most affordable countries on Earth for foreigners who want to stay. And one of the few places where the women you meet have been running their own households, their own land, their own lives for years. Without help, without waiting, the men are still in Qatar. Thailand, the kingdom where women run everything except the temples. In Thailand, The gender imbalance is not dramatic in the numbers. Approximately 51% female, 49% male. But those numbers hide something more interesting than the numbers suggest. Thai men die earlier, significantly earlier. The average life expectancy gap between men and women in Thailand is approximately 7 years. Alcohol, traffic accidents. Thailand has one of the highest road fatality rates in the world. Occupational hazards, the specific constellation of risks that shortens the lives of men in this country. What this means in practice is that Thai society functions largely on the energy and organization of its women. In the markets, women. The majority of Thailand's street vendors, market stall operators, small business owners are women. In the villages, women manage the household finances. In most Thai families, it is the wife who controls the money. The husband earns. The wife allocates. This is not a modern arrangement. It is traditional. It has been this way for generations. Thai women are considered among the most financially independent in Southeast Asia. Chiang Mai, in northern Thailand, consistently rated the #1 city for digital nomads in the world. A city of 300,000 people, with 300 days of sunshine, with food that costs $2 a plate, with co-working spaces and fast internet, and a cost of living of approximately $700 to $1,000 per month for a very comfortable life. Foreigners come here for the lifestyle. They stay because of the ease, the warmth, the food, the affordability. And they find a country where women are central to everything practical and economic, while the temples and the ceremonies and the formal positions remain largely male. The contradiction at the heart of Thai society. Women who run everything, in a country that officially considers men spiritually superior. Vietnam, the country where women rebuilt everything twice. Vietnam has been at war for much of the 20th century. The French, the Americans, and before them, centuries of conflict with China. War takes men, disproportionately, overwhelmingly. By 1975, when the last war ended, Vietnam had a generation in which women significantly outnumbered men. Not by a small margin, by millions. The women who survived did not wait for things to return to normal. They rebuilt. The farms, the villages, the markets, the schools, the entire infrastructure of daily life rebuilt by women who had been running it while the men were gone, and continued running it after the men did not come back. That generation changed something in Vietnamese society that is not reversed. Today, Vietnamese women run the majority of small businesses in the country. They are the primary managers of household finances. In many families, they make all decisions about money, education, the future. Walk through any market in Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh City, and you are walking through an economy built and operated almost entirely by women. The food. Vietnam has one of the greatest food cultures on earth. Pho, banh mi, bun cha, com tam, cao lao, each one regional, each one specific, each one made by women in kitchens and street stalls that have been operating the same way for 100 years. The cost of living in Da Nang, the beach city on the central coast, is approximately $700 to $1,000 per month for a comfortable life, with the sea 10 minutes away. Hoi An, the heritage city, similar costs, with the added advantage of one of the most beautiful urban environments in Southeast Asia. Foreign men come to Vietnam for the food and the weather. They stay because the country is extraordinarily livable. What they discover when they stay long enough is a society where women have been the actual engine of daily life for 50 years. Not because it was chosen, because it was necessary. And necessity became culture, and culture became identity. Yemen, the most beautiful country nobody can visit. Yemen is the oldest country in the Arabian Peninsula. While the rest of the Gulf was building glass towers and artificial islands, Yemen was already ancient. The tower houses of Sana'a, the capital, built from mud brick decorated with white gypsum and stained glass, have stood for 1,000 years. Sana'a is one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities on Earth, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, a city that looks like it was invented by someone who had never seen any other city and built something completely original. In the Hadramaut Valley, Shibam, a city of mud brick skyscrapers, 16-story towers built from earth, standing for 500 years in a desert canyon. The oldest skyscrapers on earth, built from mud, still standing, and the women. In Yemen, women cannot leave home without a male guardian, cannot travel alone, cannot sign legal documents without a male relative, cannot appear in public without full covering. Yemen has one of the highest rates of child marriage in the world. More than 30% of girls are married before 18, some before 15. In 2014, Yemen attempted to set the minimum marriage age at 18. The legislation was blocked by religious authorities, who argued that setting a minimum age contradicted Islamic law. The legislation has not passed. Then, in 2015, war came. The Houthi movement took the capital. A Saudi-led coalition began airstrikes. What followed has been called the world's worst humanitarian crisis. A country already among the poorest in the Arab world became devastated. 70% of the population, 23 million people, need humanitarian assistance. The tower houses of Sana'a still stand. The mud skyscrapers of Shibam still stand. But the country around them is in pieces. Mauritania, the last country to abolish slavery, and what came after. Your body belongs to you. You were told this almost before you could speak, that no one can own you, that you decide who you marry, that you can walk away. Hold that thought, because in Mauritania, within the living memory of people alive today, none of that was guaranteed. Mauritania abolished slavery in 1981. Not in the 19th century, not after a civil war. In 1981, the last country on earth to do so. And even then, it was not made a criminal offense until 2007. Slavery in Mauritania was not the slavery of cotton fields and ships. was domestic, inherited, passed from generation to generation. A child born to an enslaved woman was enslaved at birth, owned by the same family that owned her mother. Estimates suggest that between 90,000 and 680,000 people, in a country of 5.3 million, still live in conditions of slavery or slavery-like servitude. The range is wide because slavery here is not always visible. It exists in relationships of obligation and tradition and debt that do not look like chains. And the women. In Mauritania, there is a practice called liblu, force-feeding girls, to make them fat. Because in traditional Mauritanian culture, a large woman signals wealth. A thin woman signals poverty. Girls as young as 5 are sent to fattening camps, fed enormous quantities of food, sometimes force-fed using a device that forces food down the throat, several times a day. The practice is declining, particularly in cities. But in rural areas, it continues, because the marriage prospects of a girl are still determined by her size. Mauritania sits in the Sahara. The desert covers 9/10 of it. The capital Nouakchott was barely a village in 1958, now holds nearly a quarter of the entire population. A desert capital that floods, because it sits below sea level, and the ocean presses in from the west. A country of contradictions so extreme they seem impossible to hold together, and yet they do. India, Rajasthan. In India, women make up about 48.5% of the population. But in Rajasthan, a desert state of 80 million people, the story of women is unlike anywhere else on Earth. Here, women are the most visible and the most restricted at the same time. They wear the most vivid colors you will ever see: red, orange, yellow, fuchsia, blazing against the sand and the dust and the brown stone walls of ancient desert cities. The color is deliberate. In communities where women rarely leave the home alone, where purdah means full covering and male escort, the color of the clothing becomes the one freedom nobody can take away. Rajasthan women are known for their strength and resilience. They carry water on their heads for kilometers in 45-degree heat. They run households, manage finances, and raise children in one of the most arid landscapes on Earth. Yet surveys suggest that nearly 40% of women in Rajasthan were married before the age of 18, despite child marriage being illegal since 1929. The female literacy rate in some rural districts is still below 40%. And yet, these same women are the ones keeping Rajasthan alive. The state itself is one of the most visually breathtaking places in all of Asia. Jaisalmer, a golden sandstone city that glows like fire at sunset. Jodhpur, a million blue houses beneath a fort that was never conquered in 500 years. The Thar Desert, the most densely populated desert on Earth. The cost of living here is among the lowest in India. A comfortable life in a city like Jaipur or Jodhpur costs approximately $300 to $500 per month. The women in bright colors moving through the desert are not decoration. They are the reason any of it still stands. Ethiopia. Omo Valley. Ethiopia has a population of approximately 128 million people. Women make up around 50.1% of that. But in the remote Omo Valley in southern Ethiopia, the story of women is something that will stay with you long after you watch this. The Omo Valley is home to more than a dozen distinct tribes in an area the size of Switzerland, each one with its own language, its own customs, its own definition of what it means to be a woman. The Mercy women wear clay lip plates, inserted when they are young, stretched over years until the plate is the size of a saucer. This is not imposed by men. It is chosen by women. It is a mark of beauty, of transition, of belonging to a community that has its own definition of what beauty is. A definition that looks like nothing else on earth. The Hamar women go further. During the bull jumping ceremony, the initiation ritual for young men, the female relatives of the young man ask to be whipped. They present their backs to the men with sticks. They ask for scars. Not as punishment, as love, as proof that the relationship is real. The women who carry the most scars are the most respected in Hamar society. The Karo people paint their bodies before ceremonies. Intricate patterns of white clay ochre and charcoal on skin that becomes a canvas. Economically, daughters in Omo Valley cultures are valued in cattle. A daughter is worth a negotiation, worth years of calculation between families. And within that system, the women navigate with more agency than any outsider typically gives them credit for. The Omo Valley is also one of the most visually extraordinary places on Earth. Tribal ceremonies, body painting, colors and patterns found nowhere else. For a foreigner visiting Ethiopia, the cost of living in Addis Ababa is approximately $500 to $800 per month. In the Omo Valley itself, life runs on a completely different economy, one measured in cattle, not dollars. Iran. Iran has a population of approximately 88 million people. Women make up around 50.5% of that. But what makes Iranian women truly extraordinary is not the number. It is what they have achieved inside a system designed to limit them. In Iran, more than 60% of university graduates are women. In a country where women must cover their hair by law, where women cannot attend men's sports events, where women need their husband's permission to travel abroad. 60% of university graduates, women, Iranian women, are known throughout the world for their beauty. Dark eyes, strong features, a particular elegance in how they present themselves, even within the restrictions placed on what they can wear. But more than that, they are known for their education, their ambition, their refusal to be defined by the rules placed around them. In 2022, a young woman named Mahsa Amini was arrested for wearing her hijab incorrectly. She died in custody. What followed was one of the largest protest movements in Iranian history. Women cutting their hair in the streets, burning their hijabs, chanting Zan, Zendagi, Azadi, woman, life, freedom. The protests were suppressed, but something changed. Today in Tehran, you can see women pushing at the boundaries of the dress code every single day, in small ways. that accumulate. Iran itself is visually breathtaking. The Nasir ul-Mulk Mosque in Shiraz, known as the Pink Mosque, where the stained glass windows at certain hours fill the interior with colors that look like nothing else on earth. Isfahan's bridges, the ruins of Persepolis, the alien landscape of Dashti Lut, one of the hottest places on earth. Women who run the universities, in a country that tells them they are worth half of a man. They don't believe it. And the universities prove them right. Colombia. Colombia has a population of approximately 52 million people. Women make up around 51.2% of that. But the story of why is not comfortable. For decades, Colombia was home to the most powerful drug cartels in the world. They all had one thing in common. They recruited men. They killed men. They disappeared men. The violence that defined Colombia for 30 years fell disproportionately on its male population. Women buried their husbands, their sons, their brothers, and then kept going. Today, Colombia is a different country. Medellin, once named the most dangerous city on earth, was awarded the title of most innovative city in the world in 2013. The same city, different decade. The cable cars that carry people from the hillside, slums down to the city center, built not to gentrify, but to connect, to give the poorest neighborhoods access to the rest of the city. Colombian women are known throughout Latin America for a specific combination: warmth, resilience, and an energy that comes from having held everything together while the country was falling apart. They run the markets. They run the households. Increasingly, they run the businesses and the government. Colombia elected its first female vice president in 2022. The country itself is visually extraordinary. Cartagena, a walled colonial city on the Caribbean coast. Colorful buildings, flower vendors in traditional dress, the smell of the sea and frying food and flowers. The coffee region, the Eje Cafetero, green mountains covered in coffee plants, traditional farms, the mist that comes every morning from the Pacific. Medellin, a city in a valley surrounded by mountains. Eternal spring, 22 degrees every single day of the year. The cost of living in Medellin, approximately $700 to $1,000 per month for a very comfortable life. Cartagena, slightly more, but still a fraction of what the same lifestyle would cost in Miami or Madrid. A country that was defined by what it lost and decided to become something else. So we have traveled through countries on 3 continents. Through the villages of Nepal, where women farm the land and raise the children while their husbands are in Qatar. Through the markets of Thailand, where women run the economy while the temples stay male. Through Vietnam, where women rebuilt a country after war took the men. Through the deserts of Rajasthan, where women wear the brightest colors in the most restricted lives. Through the Omo Valley, where beauty means something completely different. Through Iran, where women legally worth half a man make up 60% of university graduates. through the streets of Medellin, a city that went from the most dangerous in the world to the most innovative. Different countries, different stories, different reasons why there are more women than men. War, migration, overwork, history, poverty, faith. But one thing is the same everywhere. The women kept going. Not because someone asked them to, because someone had to, and it was always them. If this journey gave you a new perspective, subscribe to our channel and share this video with someone who needs to see it. And one final question. Among all the countries we visited today, which women impressed you most? Leave your answer in the comments. We read every one.